I love interacting with my readers. I actually enjoy interacting with readers as they read the book and not after. I mean, I enjoy it anyway, but it's like I say, when people contact you after they read, they're kind of giving you a review because it's already summing up the whole story. And when they interact with me as they read the book, then in certain scenes, you see what emotions it brings up in them. And you get the raw, really, the essence of how certain scenes affected them. And one of the things I remember is someone that actually bought my book when it was still on pre-order, and then he started reading it, and each time he finished like a chapter or something, he would like there's this place when something there's a fighting scene and it goes like, "Oh my days, yes!" And it's all in capital letters.
Welcome back to Living the Next Chapter, the author podcast. We get to meet amazing people from around the world and hear their author journey and celebrate them as an author and support them as readers and fellow authors. And I'm excited having that on the podcast today. And we're going to talk about her journey. She's joining us from the other side of the planet from where I am, and I'm thrilled that she has time for us today. So it's great to have you on the podcast. Welcome to Living the Next Chapter. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dave. It's great being here.
Excellent. So I already know the answer to this question. My audience doesn't know yet, though. Tell everybody where you are. Where are you joining me today?
Well, I'm from Israel. So yeah, it's about the other side of the world. Here it's after 7 p.m. right now, and probably for you it's morning.
Yeah.
So
there you go. Beautiful. Well, I'm so glad to have you here. I've had other guests on the show from your beautiful part of the world, and there's a lot of rich history there. I've never been there, but I would love to come. So if I come, you and I are going to go out and have something special to eat and spend some time together, if that's okay.
There's so much to see and do and eat here, so You're very welcome.
Okay. All right. I'll hold you to that because I would love to come see your part of the world. That'd be great. And then you have to come to Canada. We'll have to switch, right?
Yeah. I was supposed to be in Canada for my honeymoon.
Oh, wow.
That was a long time ago. Over 2 decades ago.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll still be here waiting for you anytime you can. We'll get you out here. I like this. Let's talk a little bit about your author journey, because I like to start there because we have authors who listen to the show and they are brand new to writing. They might have started yesterday and they dream of being where you are as a published author. So anything that you could give to an author that's listening as advice or encouragement that might have been helpful for you when you first started?
Well, I'll try, because most of my journey was not the way you should start your journey. So maybe that's also a good way to learn what not to do. But in general, I wrote from primary school, and I never meant to publish. And then in 2008, December 2008, I had this idea for a story, and it just kind of expanded, and I said, okay, maybe I should write it down because I wouldn't remember where I started it from. And another page and another page. It was even handwritten. It wasn't even on the computer in the beginning. And from here to there, it became a full book of almost 300 pages.
Wow.
But that's it. It just stayed on my disc on key, and I did nothing with it further. And then at 2020, the COVID epidemic broke out. And for the first few days, we were all stuck at home because everything was closed. Nobody knew who can work, where can work, etc. So I was listening to all kinds of podcasts. And from here to there, I started listening to publishing podcasts. And I said, why not? I already have a full story written. Why not check if it's worth anything? And that's how I started my journey. Now, it sounds great, maybe, but I had no idea about beta readers or ARC readers or the whole writing community, especially on Facebook, which is one of the platforms I'm more active on. And I kind of did everything by myself without really knowing much about it. So you should, if you're a beginner author, start, even if you haven't started writing, just start connecting to these groups, because there's a lot of great advice. There are a lot of good people that are really there to help out. And over time, I learned a lot about it, and I met great people that, even if it's just supportive, it's a lot, especially for a writer.
Right.
Because there are a lot of times that you come into slumps, and these are the people that can get you out of it, more than family or friends that don't really know what this journey is like.
Right.
So yeah, join these places, find the groups or the platforms that work for you. Ask questions, because people that have already published know, there are lots of scammers there. Sorry, but there are. They'll, if you're living in certain places in the world, they'll know who to send you to, giving you all kinds of advices, seeing if you're going on, like an international world writing, or something specific more to your country or something like that, whether it's language based or culture based or whatever. So do that as a first thing. The next thing is just write. Don't decide people are gonna like it, people are not gonna like it. There are billions of people around the world. Some will hate your book, some will love it, and it's the same book.
Right.
You'll always find the community that will like it. I do advise that the two things you're gonna put some investment in are editing, professional editing, and make sure that it's not scammers. Don't go on the low prices just because it sounds good.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be too high anyway. I mean, there are good editors that don't take too much anyway. And think about a cover. I mean, a professional cover, which means not just the drawing or picture or whatever, but the wording and the fonts and, the blurbs behind. And because these are the things that if your book is on a shelf, not just like on Amazon,
Right.
then that's the first thing a reader will see.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of meaning.
And that whole saying that a picture's worth 1,000 words, that,
Yeah.
But then they also say don't judge a book by its cover. But you should.
True.
Right?
But in fact, in the real life, people do.
Yeah.
When you go into a bookstore,
Right.
you're not going to pick up a book that's like one color unless you heard about it from someone else and he said it was good. But
Yeah.
if you see like a cover, oh, wow, that drawing or that picture is really cool, you'll pick it up and you'll turn it over to read what it's about. So
Interesting.
it does matter, I
Right.
think, so at least.
Well, those are good points. I think that's helpful for an author that's starting out. What about you talked about community. That's super important, to have other people in your world as an author, not just try to do it all by yourself, because that's hard to stay motivated some days. It's hard to do that, but having other people around you. What about just the idea of finding your voice as a writer? Like, how did you do that? How did you just find out? Because you said you wrote the book, you kind of put it away, but then you kind of brought it back out again. How did you find your voice as a writer?
Well, I wrote things that interest me,
Yeah.
things that I want to read. And, well, specifically for me and the things that I write, not just the published book, a lot of people say, this is something that I haven't read in other places. It's not the subject that I'm writing about, but it's the way, the interaction between the characters or their dialogues. like just taking it to another side, I'm also co-authoring now with someone from the United States. And the one thing that he like said is, we've got most of the book done because he was writing it before I joined him. And but I really need you with the dialogues and the interaction between the characters and their facial expressions when you write them. It's like I can picture it just from the way you put it into words. So this is my style, and each one has its own. But a lot of people that read my stories or my book were talking about these points. So that's my voice in the way I write. And it doesn't matter if it's fantasy or science fiction or whichever book I hopefully will publish in the future.
Yeah. So, okay, well, I haven't had very many people talk about co-authoring a book together with someone else. How does that work? Like when a book sells for $20 or something, how do you guys split the money for the book? How does that work? I'm really curious.
So it's not published yet, but we hope that by the end of 2026, it's going to be out.
Good.
I mean, the whole first book is already written.
Wow.
We're having delays because he's a military veteran. And apparently in the United States, anyone who served in the army and writes a book needs to have clearance that he wasn't like revealing top secret information in his writing. So we're kind of waiting for them to, give us the all clear about the book.
Okay.
But in general, it's totally written. So we're just like refining it. Meanwhile, small things, making sure we didn't miss like the tiny details that need refining. But he's an Army veteran, and I'm a developmental physiotherapist working with children and preterms. So we have our salaries, let's put it this way.
Okay.
We're not, our dream is not to, okay, now we're going to be authors and we're going to make money off our book. It's going to be great if it's going to happen, but this is not something like we're writing to actually make a salary out of it.
Right.
So when I joined him, we actually signed a contract.
Okay, good.
First of all, because we didn't know each other that well. You can think you know someone and they sound great and everything seems fine, but let's make it official and make it legal.
Yeah.
So we signed the contract with all the terms and whatever it means on all levels.
Yeah.
And I told him that, first of all, any income that comes will go to cover whatever expenses he had already put on the book before.
Yeah.
Because he used all kinds of apps for beta readers and stuff like that, which you pay for because they give you a nice platform for a kind of correspondence between you and the readers and stuff like that. So I told him, first of all, cover all the expenses. Once, let's say we cover that and there's still going to be an income, then we'll split it. And we'll split it after taxes, so it would be fair.
Good.
Because, like, if we put it on Amazon, Amazon pays taxes wherever you sell it.
Yeah.
But then once I get a check from Amazon, like on my book, I have to pay taxes in my own country.
Right.
So it's like I'm paying twice for every hardly dollar that I take off the book. So yeah, it's not something I think I'll actually live off, but I'm doing it as a hobby and I'm really enjoying it, and it's a place to share my creativity and express myself. So it's more for me than actually hoping to make a living out of it.
It's good. So do you prefer writing your own book on your own, or do you prefer the co-authoring? What do you like now that you've done both?
I really enjoy both.
Okay.
I mean,
Good.
it has the thing about co-authoring is that you have someone that knows the whole story to the tiniest details, and you can talk with them about everything.
Yeah.
And then you have this idea and he takes it somewhere, and then you go, no, this might not work, or this. But we were also listening to all kinds of podcasts about co-authoring,
Good.
and we were always finding ourselves, we don't argue about anything. I mean, even if we don't agree about like a certain scene or something, okay, fine. You don't like it. Do you want to change it or do you want to drop it? Whichever one, we go forward. I mean, we never had a situation in which we were head and head
Yeah.
and not agreeing about something disastrous, let's put it that way. And in books that I write by myself, I just express my story and I can share it with others, but I'm not actually building it with others.
Right.
I do have a nice project, you can say, that I'm putting on a free read story that's I'm posting it each week. And well, I'll give it from the beginning. In high school, I had a group that we used to play Dungeons and Dragons together.
Right.
And after high school, we kind of each one went their own way. Not everyone was living in the same place anymore. And we kind of broke up. Well, sometimes on the phone, hi, happy holidays, happy birthday, or whatever, but
Yeah.
not a very close contact. And then about 1.5 years ago, we got together again. And things here were not very happy, and we were looking like kind of a support group of friends. And we started meeting about 2 times a month and started playing again. And it's like, like fresh air every once in a while. And I was not exactly in a writing slump, but I wasn't motivated to write at the time. And then when we build our characters, I started writing the background of mine, and I let the dungeon master, the DM, read it, and he was going like, oh, this is so cool. And when I finished writing his background, I kind of started writing scenes from the adventure that we were already starting. And since we were meeting only like once 2-3 weeks because we have families and jobs and stuff and can't meet on a more regular basis, so in between I just wrote the adventure that we played the last time we met, and it was expanding and expanding and expanding, and it was going like, oh, I gave some friends of mine to read it, and they said it was really cool. Maybe you should do something about it. And I didn't feel right about trying to publish it because it's not my story.
Right.
It's a whole group of friends.
Yeah.
So I told him, well, I'm not going to put something that's money based on, but I don't care putting it for a free read for anyone who likes like an adventure story. So I put it up on an app that's for free reading. And the thing is that it's not my story.
Yeah.
I'm putting it into words, but it's a story that the plot is built by the dungeon master, but it's affected by, the characters of every one of the group members and whatever dice roll. So,
Wow.
So this is also something that I enjoy. I started it like writing exercise, and then I just enjoyed putting it into words, but it's not my ideas.
Yeah.
So
That's great. Yeah, I've had other authors on that have been doing, like Dungeons and Dragons as well, and there's a lot of story built into the game, right? There's a lot of character development and all kinds of stuff that it's kind of like a practical way of creating story in a group setting. There's been a lot of people on the show that's kind of the same path that they've had. It's like yours.
yeah. Well, my age, we started playing when there were no smartphones. hardly home computers.
Right.
Sorry.
Yep.
That's the facts.
Yep.
So, this was a way to pass time with friends, especially before the ages that we had driving license and
Yeah.
we could do other things.
Right.
So, yeah, we used to meet like almost every weekend. And, as teenagers, we would like play from, in my case, Friday evening until the early hours of Saturday morning and then go to sleep for half of Saturday. So, so we can't do that now,
No.
but still, it's like we meet for like 3.5 hours or 4 hours and, have a nice evening, late evening together, and each goes home to continue their week.
Yeah.
But a lot of fantasy writers did start from either playing Dungeons and Dragons or reading the original books from the basic worlds like Dragonlance and Forgotten Realms and Dark Sun and whatever. I mean, I don't remember them all, but
Yeah. That's amazing.
so yeah.
All right.
But the thing is that there are even podcasts of groups that actually film their gaming sessions. I haven't been following most of them. Sometimes, like one of the group members that do kind of send a part that say, "Oh, you've got to see from this minute to this minute. It's really great," and so on. But there's role playing, as in ROLL, that you roll the dice a lot, like lots of fighting, lots of battles or whatever. And we're kind of a group that we role play, as in ROLE.
Yes.
And we really try to put our characters into the game. I mean, we've had a few sessions that not one dice was actually rolled. So
Wow.
it was all, just the communication and things we did, and no need to actually check initiatives or or saving throws or whatever. And it really depends on the group and what the people like. But this is our type of gaming, and that's why I guess I enjoy writing it afterwards.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So your ideal reader then, would they be people who play role-playing games and that kind of thing? Are you kind of writing to the people that are like you as an author? Is that kind of who you're thinking about would be your reader?
I think many people that enjoy the same things I do would enjoy it.
Okay.
I just write in many different types. I mean, my published book is a portal fantasy. So anyone enjoying fantasy can enjoy it. The main character there is a nurse. So people that are interested in medicine or anything of the sort might enjoy how I integrated the medical part into the story. She's also practicing martial arts, so people from that background might also enjoy how it comes into the story from that part. On the other hand, I write science fiction, which is kind of a futuristic space, alien stuff like that. And I'm writing, it's also a fantasy book, but it's actually happening on Earth during World War II. So if you're interested in that period of history, if you're interested, I'm using real places and stories that happened. I mean, things that occurred while integrating a fantasy story into it.
Okay.
So it can talk to a lot of different people.
All right. So how many books do you have right now for readers to fall in love with?
So one book is published. That's the Portal Fantasy.
Okay.
The story that I said that's from the role-playing game is there's over 20 parts already posted. And for anyone afraid that it will never get to the end, then the whole of what we call season one is already written. So it's supposed to end somewhere end of July, beginning of August, because of the scenes themselves that I'm posting.
Yeah.
And they're all written. So I don't know if there'll be next part, but this part will get to the ending. So you can get the whole story from start to finish.
Wow.
And hopefully by the end of this year, we'll have the science fiction book out too. So
Wow.
that's something to look forward to.
Amazing. So what's the name of the book that's out now for everyone?
It's called Jewels of Smoky Quartz. I know
There you go.
the readers won't see it, but
Yeah.
you can look it up on Amazon or Google.
Tell me about your cover design, because I am looking at your Amazon page right now. It's beautiful. Yeah, tell me about that.
I just went to someone that's professional in cover designs and paid for it and asked them. I told them what I wanted more or less. They gave me a few options, and we kind of worked from there. What she's wearing, how she's holding, what she's holding, and so on.
Yeah.
And then worked on the fonts and the rest of it.
All right, so let's get into the story, because we have readers that are like super curious and they want to fall in love with your character and your story. What do we need to know as a new reader coming to you? We bought your book. We're ready to read the first chapter. Before we start, What's your message to the reader before they jump into this book?
So like I said earlier, this book can interest people that come from medical backgrounds, people that come from martial art backgrounds, and fantasy lovers in general that can enjoy portal fantasy. The book is not that long, as I said. It's a little less than 300 pages, and it's quite an easy read. I mean, I don't like using sophisticated words, not because this is a second language for me, but because as being a person which English is not their first language, I wanted to appeal to more people around the world that can read English, but it's not their first language.
Okay.
So if the English will flow for them, they will read the book. If they'll have too many words that they need to go and check what they mean, even if they can do it on their cell phone, Google them up, it will stop the flow of the reading.
Right.
So, no, it's not written like a first grade learning how to read textbook, but instead of using, too much of high English words, sophisticated, the idea was for it to just be an easy read in general.
Okay.
It starts a little slow on purpose, and you get some scenes from 2 points of view. And from there, the pace starts getting faster and faster until the climax.
Okay. And what about your ideal reader for age-wise? Who's this book for?
Okay, so it's generally YA and up.
Okay.
It's for adults. In Amazon, I had to give like an age limit, so it's written as 18 plus.
Okay.
I think it can be 16 plus, but there was not an option to put a specific age, so I just went with the 18 plus. It's not like it's a steamy, spicy book. There is one intimate scene in it. I'll explain in a minute.
Yeah.
But there are parts that, some descriptions are very raw.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't give it to a very young age.
Okay.
About the intimate scene, it's, some people were going, oh, you could have done without it. Maybe so, maybe not. I thought it should be there. The reason I did put it in, it's, again, I'll start from something a little. There are a lot of books of like coming to age, my characters are not, they're adults. Like, the main character is about 29. The second main character is over 30. I don't like all the control, you're the maiden in distress
Yeah.
and I'm the savior and whatever. I mean, it's good for some people. Some people like it, wonderful. But I wanted to show that, you can have a fine relationship, consented, between two adults, which is great. Now, again, it's not like steamy with lots of, I don't know, graphic
Yeah.
descriptions, but it's just there. So people that don't like, I had a fantasy, she's also a fantasy author, but more like a Christian fantasy author.
Okay.
And she said, I really, really liked your book. And well, I didn't need that part. So I just, took 3 pages forward and saw where it ended and continued on.
Yeah.
And I said, fine, great. I mean, that's another way to see it, and you can still read the book and enjoy it.
Okay.
So it's not.
So on the cover, you're showing us a character from the story. Introduce us to this character. What do we need to know about this character?
Okay. She's a nurse.
Yep.
Who also practices martial arts, as I mentioned.
Yes.
It's mostly aikido for people that understand, but also some jujitsu.
Okay.
And what happens is that she had something happen to her at work. She's an emergency room nurse, and she's taking some time off and going out to practice, in some nature, open air place. And suddenly she finds herself not exactly where she was training. And at the beginning, she's not sure if she's still on Earth or not, but then things, all kinds of clues start to unfold and show her, okay, you're not where you should be. And she actually needs to use her wits and her skills to find her way and survive in this new environment that she knows nothing about. And slowly things reveal themselves as the plot unfolds, as you say.
So I know you mentioned you part of your job is you caring for kids. So I can see a parallel between you and the character just in caring for other people. What about the martial arts side? Is that something that you're interested in? Is that how that got into the story?
I had been practicing since 1999.
Really?
On and off. I mean, I have been practicing for a few years. Then I got married, got pregnant, so I stopped.
Yeah.
And then some years later, I returned to it. Then COVID broke out. So it was like on and off for quite a long time. So I put that in. Now, I'm not a black belt. I have been practicing a lot, but I despised getting tested. So each time I had to do a test, my sensei would almost throw me on the mat so that I'd actually get tested, because the hours I had on the mat, I could have been a black belt.
Yeah.
And he really got angry at it. But I said, I enjoy practicing. I don't care which belt I wear. So I tried to put that into the story.
Okay.
And I actually, I'm not sure if it's written in one of the reviews, but it's someone that reached out to me. It's a 6th Dan black belt from the UK. And he just wrote me and said, I was reading your fighting scenes or whatever, and I really enjoyed it. I could see the moves happening.
Nice.
And it was, for me to get something like that from someone, with his background and experience, it was like the best
Right.
review he could give me at that moment.
See, and that's what somebody was on my show recently, and they said, instead of writing what you know, which seems to be common, write what you love. because we don't know everything, right? There's a lot of things we don't know.
What you
right?
love is what you know.
Right. Yeah. So you love both of these elements are key to your character. And it flows from you easily because you know what you're talking about and you love what you know, right? So yeah, I think that's interesting that you can tie in, and that's what makes you unique compared to all the other authors in the world. Your book is unique because you're a unique person with a unique combination of interests, and it shows up in your character. I think that's really great.
Yeah. Now, I'm not a nurse, but I've been working with nurses for 2 decades now.
Exactly.
And when I wrote things that needed medical background, I just went to nurses and doctors and said, "Listen, what happens if so and so and so, and what would you do if?" And they just explained to me from their point of view, and I kind of started to integrate it into the story. Now, she doesn't have 20th century medical equipment, but we're talking about things she can deal with, and things she can, take care of. So that's what I try to put into it from that. She's not me.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And I'm not her.
Right.
But being able to I've been on a mat. I've gotten an elbow that almost broke my nose. It's kind of it's not writing something that, oh, I saw on TV Karate Kid, and he threw his hand forward and the bad guy flew 300 meters backwards, and no, that doesn't happen.
Yeah. No. Not like the movies.
Yeah. So, and I try to make it really as realistic but still fun to read. She does get hurt. She's not unbeatable, but she's using something that the world she entered didn't know. There are a lot of hack and slash kind of medieval type fighting styles. So suddenly comes someone that's half their size, less than half their weight, and they can bring someone down to the floor and neutralize them.
Yeah.
And this is like, how do you do it? Because you need to know where the pressure points are, and you need to, so all kinds of, forgot the word in English, how you do like an arm lock or something like that. So,
okay.
So that's what.
I like that. So if you were to go up against this character in real life, and it's a match between
the shit out of me.
There's no chance for you? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think so.
No.
She's much, much better than me.
Well, there we go. I was gonna put some money on you because you seem to be a fighter too. So, but yeah, you said it's not gonna be an even fight.
No. And she was a black belt before she got teleported. So.
Okay, so there's a lot of stuff in here for readers. Do you think there's going to be more from this character in the future, or more stories like this that you're going to do on your own?
Yeah. There will be a sequel.
Okay.
I didn't plan. I mean, okay, you can read this book, and the plot itself, the story itself ends, but it does give a clue that it's not the final end.
Okay.
The story itself has an ending. But as I was writing it, I started having more ideas of how to take it forward.
Yeah.
And I have about 60 pages written of the sequel. I got stuck for a very, very long time because I felt that the second book was getting a lot darker, like grimmer, and in the storyline, and I wasn't sure I was happy with it. Because I said, okay, readers that enjoyed the first book will want to read this book, and if it's changing, not exactly the genre, but the way it's written, then they might really not like it. And I'm not writing exactly for what they like, but I want to keep some consistency about specifically this story.
Right.
So I kind of got stuck for a long time, and then I had an idea how to take it forward. But time and life
Right.
isn't giving me too much opportunities to continue it. So I really don't know when it's going to come out. And I'm a panster and not a plotter. So I write scenes. I mean, I have scenes from totally different places in the book, which in my head, I know more or less where I want them to be, but they might not make it to the final book. They might totally change places. I really don't know yet.
Okay. All right. So there's more for us as readers to look forward to, which is great. You have this. You have other projects with your co-authoring. There's a lot of different things you're working on. So there's a lot of great stuff that we can do to follow you. How about this then? How do we, as readers, stay in touch with you and follow your journey? Where do we send people so they can stay and see what's next for you?
The best place is to find me on Facebook.
Okay.
It's the platform I use the most.
Yep.
I have an Instagram, but I'm not there.
Okay.
I mean, I hardly use it.
Okay.
It's just that there were so many, and I was trying to keep up, and then I saw, no, this is not working. If I try to get to too much, I won't do anything.
Yeah.
So, and Facebook was the platform I started with from the beginning. So I decided I'm just going to stay there, and I'm in a lot of readers and writers groups there. So, all my interactions are there mostly.
Okay.
So the best place is to find me there. Under my name, I don't use the pen name.
Okay.
I'm staying myself.
Yeah. Good.
And whenever there's anything new, then it will be found there. You can, through Facebook, you can message me. I answer. I love interacting with my readers. I actually enjoy interacting with readers as they read the book and not after. I mean, I enjoy it anyway, but it's like I say, when people contact you after they read, they're kind of giving you a review because it's already summing up the whole story. And when they interact with me as they read the book, then in certain scenes, you see what emotions it brings up in them. And you get the raw, really, the essence of how certain scenes affected them. And one of the things I remember is someone that actually bought my book when it was still on pre-order. And then he started reading it. And each time he finished like a chapter or something, he would like, there's this place when something there's a fighting scene and it goes like, oh my days, yes, and it's it's all in capital letters.
Right.
So it's really fun to get not just the review is great, but it's a lot of fun to interact as they read, and sometimes they have questions, and some of them I'll answer, some of them I'll tell them, no, you'll have to
wait. You have to wait.
continue reading and figure it out. And so that's the fun part. So best place is Facebook and Messenger.
Yep.
The free story is posted on Substack.
Okay.
Again, under my name, so it's the easiest. It doesn't have a name. It's called Adventure because I didn't know how to call it. So it's the best place. Okay. And if you can't find it, then just reach out in Facebook and I'll send you a link or something.
Beautiful.
I do have something neat on YouTube. During the COVID, when I was actually in the process of publishing it, I had a friend who's a musician. Now, she's not like a professional musician, but she likes playing with it. Now, she was also stuck home. And I have this song that I wrote inside the book.
Oh, wow.
And she just took the words and she put it into a song. So it's posted on YouTube under the name of the book, Jewels of Smoky Quartz.
Okay.
So that's
Wow.
something, I mean, it's not professional, but it's done with a lot of love. So
Nice. Well, we'll get a link for that too and put it in the notes so everybody can go listen to that as well.
sure.
That's great. Awesome. Well, there's a lot of great ways to connect with you. This is great. Keep me in mind. I'd love to have you come back. That's the beautiful thing about meeting great people like you is I'm just selfish. I want more time with you. So come back in the future as you do more projects and we can celebrate that and get an update from you. And
Yeah, maybe we'll do a co-authoring,
yeah,
half the world around
I love it.
meeting.
I love it. And again, just to have time with you over in your beautiful part of the world, I just think this is the coolest thing ever, having a podcast and getting to meet you and have time with you. It's amazing. Thank you for making time to be on the show. This is great.
Thank you for having me. I had a great time.
Excellent. Everyone, all information as always in the show notes. You know how we do this. And we've already mentioned it already. Leaving reviews is great. That's a great way to signal to other people about our amazing authors and the projects they're working on. So please do that when, not if, when you buy this amazing book, please leave a great review. Let people know. I think this is great. There's like over 215 reviews right now I'm seeing on Amazon for you. Well done. Yeah. So yeah, we can add to that. We can double that, everybody. So everybody grab a copy of this book and leave a great review. Again, thank you so much for being on the show. Look forward to having you back in the future.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much again for pressing play. As you've heard, great guests on the show. And one thing you didn't hear in this conversation is what? What did you not hear? Think about it for a second. That's right. Not a single solitary commercial for a mattress or a supplement or a whatever you call it. No. Why? Because we don't want to break up the conversation with commercials. So the fact that you're still here means that you are a fan of the show, I'm assuming. So if you want to help to keep the podcast going and to make me feel really happy, all I really care about is coffee, okay? I just got to be honest. I love coffee. I'm drinking one right now. It's starting to get cold. I need to warm it up. Helping us with our Buy Me a Coffee link over at livingthenextchapter.com and also in the show notes helps kind of keep the lights on around here. Remember, I'm doing this for free. I'm paying for everything. So I would love to have a little coffee donation, even $5 kind of fills up my cup. And I would love to enjoy a coffee from you. So if you're interested, again, thank you for listening. But you can use our Buy Me a Coffee link and fill up the cup. Thanks for being here.